Ganalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. It's a very beautiful song. Let's begin. It's called Chaurashtakam. Chaura means thief, right? Krishna is known as the biggest thief, and this song describes what all Krishna robs, right? Vraje prasidham navanita choram gopangananam chadukula choram aneka janmajita papachoram choragraganyam purusham namami Shri Radhikaya hridayasya choram navambuddha shyamala kanti choram पादाश्रितानां च समस्तचौरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि आकिञ्चनीकृत्य पादाश्रितं या करोति भिक्षुं पतिगेहहीनं केनाप्यहो भीषणा चौरैर्दृग् दृष्टा श्रुतो वा न जगत्त्रयेऽपि यदीयनामापि हरति अशेषं गृही प्रसारणपि पापराशिन् आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चौरैर्दृग् दृष्टा श्रुतो वा न माया कदापि धनं च मानं च तथेन्द्रियाणि प्राणंश्च हृत्वा मम सर्वमेव पालयसे कुट्रधृतोऽद्य चोरा त्वं भक्तिधाम्नासि माया निरुद्धा क्षीणत्सि घोरं यमापाशबन्धं भीनत्सि भीमं भवापाशबन्धं क्षीणत्सि सर्वस्य समास्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धं मन्मानसे तामसा राशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमाये निबद्धा लभस्व हे चौरहरे चिराया स्वचौर्यदोषोचितमेव दण्डम् कारागृहे वससदे हृदये मदीये मद्भक्तिपाशदृढबन्धना निश्चलासन् त्वां कृष्णा हे प्रलयकोटिशतान्तरे अपि सर्वस्वचौरा हृदयं नहि मोचयामि. Hare Krishna, everybody. Who wants to read the translation? You can unmute and read.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranams.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. I offer a pranam to the foremost of thieves, who is famous in Braja as a butter thief, and he who steals the gopis' clothes, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sin which have accrued over many lifetimes. I offer pranams to the foremost of thieves, who steals Srimati Radharani's heart, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his feet. He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggars. Aho, such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard in all the three worlds. Mere utterance of his name purges one of a mountain of sins, such as astonishingly wonderful thief I have never seen or heard of anywhere. O thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my devotion. You cut the terrible news of Yamraja, you sever the dreadful news of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage, but you are unable to cut, not fasten, by your own loving devotees. O stealer of my everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the terrible darkness of my ignorance, and therefore a very long time you will remain receiving appropriate punishment for your crimes of thievery. O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion remaining forever tight, you will continue to reside in the prison house of my heart because I will not release you for millions of pains. This Ashtakam is recited by the poetic meter known as Upajati. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Madam,
Krishna.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Mataji. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. So this is what he steals, not just butter, not just clothes of the gopis. He steals our sins accumulated from past many, many lifetimes. He steals the heart of the gopis, right? So he steals our wealth, right? Harishe tad dhanam shanai. He steals everything, our relatives, our everything, right? So one Acharya was saying that first thing that Krishna steals the moment we come into Krishna consciousness is bandhu vicheda, that means relatives, right? Even Prabhupada says, no, once you come into Krishna consciousness, you are actually declaring a war against Maya. Like literally you declare a war against Maya because nobody around you like it. Your parents, your family members, your friends, nobody likes it, right? Because of the rules and regulations, right? They half the time they end up making fun of you, and but they will not join you right? But so that is what Krishna is stealing. No, Krishna is stealing all the relatives from you. Krishna is stealing your wealth from you. Krishna is stealing everything from you. And for what? Ultimately Krishna wants you to depend only on him, nobody else. Krishna doesn't want you to have any source of help, right? Yesterday's we have Saturday Sadhachar class also. In that we were discussing one story, very interesting. If time permits, I will tell you in today's class, okay, where it shows how Krishna makes you helpless so that you ultimately become dependent only on him, and only then we can go back home, back to Godhead. Krishna is not easy right? So today we will start with Madhavendra Puri. Okay, so who knows anything about Madhavendra Puri? Who is Madhavendra Puri? Anybody? We've discussed about him in our previous Acharya module classes. Anyone knows? I got an answer in the chat. He is the guru of Nityananda Prabhu. Very nice. Right? He is the spiritual master of Nityananda Prabhu. Okay? He's not only spiritual master of Nityananda Prabhu, he's also spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru. That is Ishwar Puri. Right? So, Nityananda Prabhu, Ishwar Puri, all of them are disciples of Madhavendra Puri. Okay? And Madhavendra Puri is a pure sannyasi where he does madhukari. Not madhukari. He doesn't cook for himself. He's a sannyasi, right? And he doesn't beg for food also. He's a kind of sannyasi where if somebody comes and gives food, he eats. Otherwise, he fasts the entire day. He starves. Right? All the Goswamis, they used to go and beg. They used to do madhukari. But Madhavendra Puri used to not beg. If anybody gives him food, he would eat. And then when he would not, nobody gave him, he would not eat. Right? So this is a beautiful story. Right? So what happened one day, Madhavendra Puri, when he keeps traveling, he's a sannyasi, right? So he was traveling and he went to Vrindavan, right? And wherever he goes, whichever place he goes, he finds a tree and he sits under the tree and he just offers devotional service. He chants or guides someone to do Krishna consciousness. Some devotional service he offers. That day also he did the same thing. He went to Vrindavan, right? He was sitting under a tree. He sat there and he was chanting. Okay, and then what happens? He was very hungry. Entire day nobody came to him and gave him food. I already told you, he never asks for food. If somebody gives it, he eats it. Otherwise he's good. He sleeps starving, right? So nobody gave him food. Okay, it became already sunset, right? Sunset time. And then one blue color boy came. Okay, small blue color boy came with milk, right? You can see one pot, earthen pot full of milk. And he comes and talks to Madhavendra Puri. You can see the cows and all over here, right? He comes and says, you know what, one gopi came and told me that you are here sitting here from morning and you've not eaten anything. Do you want milk? I've brought you milk. Okay, so Madhavendra Puri says, how come, I mean, who gave you milk? How did you bring, right? So he says that gopi only gave me milk also, she told me to give you. Do you want? So he feels very happy, right? And then he takes it, right? And then he holds it in the hand, and then he says, but how did that gopi even get to know that I'm hungry, right? So then this blue color boy says, you know what, this is my city, right? My town, my place. So I have informed all the people here to keep close observation on everybody around, especially travelers and people who do not belong to this city, so that whatever difficulties they have, we try to that hospitality feel, right? We try to address all of it. So that's why that gopi came and told me that you're hungry. In my city, I don't want anybody to sleep hungry, right? Everybody should be eating sufficiently. So Madhavendra Puri feels very happy. He starts drinking that milk. He finishes that milk in one shot, right? And then after finishing the milk, he looks and the boy is not there. He's disappeared, right? Now can anybody guess who is that boy? Yeah, who is this boy?
Gopal, Krishna.
Krishna himself, exactly. So Gopal, right? So he is none other than Krishna himself. So that's how Krishna personally takes care of his devotees. If we are truly devotees, we will start getting realizations. Namanishta Prabhu was saying, no, in previous Bhagavatam classes, pray to God, not for that, this, give me that, give me this. Pray for realizations. Make my learnings realizations. That's what we have to pray for, right? So this is a perfect example. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jano paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Yogakshemam vahamyaham, I will personally take care, but for that condition is Ananyas chintayanto mam, you have to think about me all the time, then I will come and personally take care of you, Krishna says, right? So Madhavendra Puri was exactly that, right? He was all the time prioritizing the Lord, not even going and asking. He was not even asking for food. He was not worrying about his hunger, right? So Krishna personally takes care, right? So this is a very nice story. And then what happens, right? We will see a couple of pastimes that has happened in Madhavendra Puri's life, right? So one night he was sleeping, and then what happens, in a dream, Krishna comes in the form of Srinathji, right? You can see in the picture. Krishna comes and talks to him, right? What does he say? He says, I am in trouble. I'm completely in trouble. I'm hidden. I can't breathe over here. There are so many stones and, canopies. I mean, forest trees and all that around me. I can't even move. It is so dark, sunlight is also not entering here. Nobody is feeding me. I'm so hungry. Can you please save me? Can you please help me? Right? This is the dream Madhavendra Puri gets. And who is saying all this? Krishna only. Right? Krishna himself says all this. Now Madhavendra Puri wakes up in the morning and he starts thinking, wondering what is happening. How can Krishna be in trouble? So something is there. What is there? So he prays, he chants and prays, and begs for Krishna to give him intelligence to crack this dream, right? Then Krishna gives him the intelligence. He takes him to Govardhan, you know, the area of Govardhan Hill, and then in that he finds a this deity, right? Hidden, not hidden actually. I don't know what happened, but the deity was actually stuck in between so many trees and rocks, small stones, hills, and everything. Right? So he goes, cleans up the place, takes the deity out, and establishes him on top of the hill. Why on top of Govardhan mountain? So that again this incident will not repeat. Again Krishna will not be put anywhere in such troublesome places. So he goes and installs on the very top of Govardhan hill, the peak, right? And he becomes Gopal, right? The deity becomes Gopal, he names him Gopal, right? And then this is how the ceremony is, installation ceremony. So many people in and around Vrindavan feed him, because he told, no, in the dream, I have not eaten since so many days, I'm hungry, nobody fed me and everything. So they clean the deity, they do Maha Abhishekam, because he's stuck there in between the trees, right? And they neatly dress him up, right? And then they give him perfume, they give him dhoop, right? They decorate him with flowers, and then they feed him. All the people have prepared so many dishes right from their house. You can see in the picture, they all bring and offer it to Gopal, and they consume it as prasadam. It's a huge feast, right? Then what happens? Madhavendra Puri was personally doing the seva. Then he appoints a pujari also, and this temple starts becoming very famous, right? Gopal temple on top of Govardhan Hill, right? People start visiting on daily basis, right? And they start developing the temple. Now this was happening, right? And then see, you can see deity worship, very elaborate deity worship every day. Madhavendra Puri used to personally do it, right? Now what happens when this was happening? Second dream he gets, right? He was sleeping, he used to sleep in that temple area itself, and that time he gets a second dream. What is the second dream? Now the Gopal deity, which was installed on the Govardhan hill, right? So Krishna comes in that Gopal form, and says to Madhavendra Puri that it is so hot, it is summer, scorching heat, right? I'm feeling very hot, I'm sweating, right? I need chandan, right? Get chandan for me. Chandan cools, right? We have chandan yatra from Akshay Tritiya, May, April ending, or May, for 21 days, because of the heat, right? Krishna will feel very hot. That's why we do chandan yatra. We completely cover the deity with chandan paste for 21 days, right? And then it starts cooling down, monsoon will start, right? So that time it is fine. So same thing, Krishna says to Madhavendra Puri, please get chandan for me. You need to go to Puri, I mean, near Puri there is a place, you go there and get chandan for me. Okay, so then he wakes up early in the morning, he goes to the deity and sees, yeah, it is so hot there. First of all, it's on top of the hill, right? So it's very hot. So he immediately delegates the responsibilities to all the other pujaris, and he starts traveling. So Madhavendra Puri travels towards Puri, right? Orissa, where he had to get the chandan from, right? Now on the way to this place where he had to get chandan, he stops at a place called Remuna. Okay, so Remuna, there is a temple, Gopinath temple. Okay, there is a temple called Gopinath temple, and it's a very very famous temple. Those days they used to offer kheer, right? Sweet rice, which is, I mean, even if you pour liters and liters of milk made or condensed milk, you will not get that taste. That kind of prasadam they used to make. They used to boil milk, like 10 liters of milk. They used to boil and boil and boil and make it thick, bring it down to like 3-4 liters, and then add rice into it, and then add all sweetening agents and everything, and they used to offer, right? It's very very famous, sweet rice, and they used to offer. It's a very famous and special dish, offered only in that area those days, right? Gopinath temple. So Madhavendra Puri went there, he stayed there the entire day. And what happens, he also has a temple, right? Gopal temple. So when every dish was being offered, Madhavendra Puri was very curious to taste it and see how it is made, so that he can go back, ask his pujaris to make the same kind of dish and offer to Gopal there, right? So one day what happened, I mean, that day when sweet rice was being offered, it was not yet offered to the deity, right? Before that only, Madhavendra Puri had got that thought of tasting it. Like, before it is offered to the deity, you're not supposed to even get the thought, even in your mind we are not supposed to think of tasting it before it's offered, because Krishna is the enjoyer, yeah, right? Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam, he is the supreme enjoyer. So before him we are not even supposed to in our dreams enjoy anything. But what accidentally it happened, the intention was acceptable, intention was too good that he wanted to make the same thing and offer it to his Gopal. But because it was not offered, the bhoga will become rumuchi, right? That means it is not fit for offering. That's why in the temples also we cover it, right? We cover the plates when it is taken for offering. Pujaris cover it with plates. I mean, cover it with cloth, right? Or plate or anything. Right, so nobody will see it and start watering their mouth or start getting a things, I mean thoughts of enjoying it before Krishna. They don't disclose what is cooked also, what is the menu for the day also they don't disclose, right? Only after offering they will disclose everything. So Madhavendra Puri started feeling very guilty in mind, right? Oh, I want, got this thought of enjoying before Krishna. I'm very I made an offense, right, again, at the lotus feet of the Lord. I need to be punished. So what he does, he immediately leaves the place without accepting even one morsel of prasadam, right? He leaves the place, right? And he goes and he for it has become night, so he just goes and rests in some tree, under some tree in that same remuna. Okay, now in the meanwhile, what has happened, when sweet rice was being offered, right, I think around some 16 cups, I'm not sure of the number, I forgot, some cups of sweet rice was being offered, pujari was offering. Krishna becomes a chore. We just learned Chorashtakam, right? So Krishna becomes a chore. He takes one cup or one pot of sweet rice, keeps it behind him. Nobody knows, right? Pujari also doesn't get to know. Krishna just covers the Pujari with Yogamaya, and when the Pujari counts, he doesn't get to know that one cup, one pot is missing, right? And then after the offering, he takes out the pots, and everybody there will get prasadam will be distributed, right? Now, but this one cup is there behind the Kshirchor DT. I mean Gopinath DT. Okay. Now Pujari sleeps that night. Gopinath comes in the dream of the Pujari, you can see in the picture, and says, how dumb are you? You know, Krishna talks like this. How dumb are you? You've counted the pots so many times, but you didn't understand one pot was missing, and it is right now lying behind me. Can you come and take it and give it to Madhavendra Puri, my devotee? Right, so that's what he does, right? Krishna says, Pujari wakes up, then he's like, what, how did I miss, right? In the midnight he goes, opens the temple, and he sees the pot of sweet rice lying behind the deity, right? And then he sees, and he's like, oh, okay, so where is Madhavendra Puri? He starts searching. Krishna will help him, right? Now what happens, in the night itself he goes searching for Madhavendra Puri. He finds him in a marketplace, right? He was sleeping under some tree, right? So immediately he goes, talks to Madhavendra Puri, gives him this pot of sweet rice and says, this has happened, Krishna came in my dream, please accept it, right? Now Madhavendra Puri is still guilty. No, I wanted to enjoy this before Krishna, I can't eat it. Now this argument is going on, right? Pujari is like, you eat, otherwise Krishna will not forgive me. Madhavendra Puri is like, no, I can't eat, I'm feeling guilty. But when this argument is happening, sunrise happens, right? In They don't realize. Now what happens, this pujari just goes, it's time for his morning puja, right? So he leaves the pot in Madhavendra Puri's hand and he goes, and he doesn't just go, he goes and broadcast this thing has happened. Madhavendra Puri, such a exalted devotee, Krishna himself stole sweet rice for this devotee, and all, he starts broadcasting it. Now everybody knows, and that's how the deity gets the name Kshir Chor. Otherwise the name is just Gopinath, but because he becomes a chore and steals the sweet rice, right, made of milk, his name becomes Kshir Chor Gopinath, right? And everybody wants to go and see Madhavendra Puri, take blessings of Madhavendra Puri. So this marketplace becomes so crowded early in the morning, everybody comes, and Gopinath Madhavendra Puri becomes very embarrassed, right? He did not want this kind of publicity. Right, but still everybody comes and takes blessings, and they ask him, how to serve, how do you want us to serve you, right? Give us some service, let us serve, you're so fortunate. So Madhavendra Puri says, no, I have come here for chandan, right? Just please arrange for chandan, I will just go back, right? Then all of them says, yes, sure. And then they take Madhavendra Puri to a place where they get chandan, high quality chandan and everything. So Madhavendra Puri buys, I mean, it's free of cost because of the saffron cloths, right? For sannyasis, they get free chandan. So So yeah, this is the Remuna temple that I was talking about, right? It's very near to Puri Jagannath, right? Kshir Chor Gopinath. So now, yeah, these are the pots, sweet rice pots, right? So now what happens? They get Chandan and they give him, right? And then Madhavendra Puri takes it, and now he's on the way back to Vrindavan to go give it to Gopal, right? Gopal was the one who sent him, right? So now when he's on the way, he again comes to Remuna for resting that night. Now that time what happens? Again he gets a dream and Gopal comes in the dream and says, there is no difference between Gopal, that is me, and Gopinath in Remuna. So you please offer this Chandan to Gopinath in Remuna. If you offer Chandan to Gopinath, then me on top of the Govardhan hill, I will also start feeling cold, right? I mean, that heat will reduce and I will feel nice, I will feel pleasant, right? So then he goes to the pujari and says, again the dream, explains the dream and says, please offer this Chandan to Gopinath, right? So they offer the Chandan to Gopinath, and then, so this, what we learn from this is, the deity is the same, Krishna is the same everywhere. Whether we worship him in Radha Madhav form, or Radha Shamsundar form, or Radha Raman form, or Radha Govinda form, the deity Krishna is the same everywhere. Right? So we are not supposed to discriminate between centers, between temples, between forms, right? So this is what we need to learn. So when Gopinath got the Chandan, Gopal was also feeling pleasant and nice with the Chandan, right? So that is the significance. Yeah, so this we just saw the Kirtan, what all he steals, right? So Kshir Chor, as Kshir Chor Gopinath, he stole this kheer, right? Rice kheer for his devotees, right? So this is the glory of Kshir Chor Gopinath. Even today you get this kheer, right? It's very special, and that kind of kheer, it's not available in any of the temples. So many people have copied the recipe, still this kind of taste is not there, right? Because it's famous in Gopinath's temple, right? So this is about that third dream where he says, apply Chandan here only, do not go to Vrindavan. So now they offer. So this is how Gopinath looks after. In the scorching heat. Right? And yeah, so Madhavendra Puri's Samadhi is in Remuna, Orissa, near the temple of Kshir. Shri Shri Madhavendra Puri ki Jai. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions you all have? Any doubts? Anything you wanna add to this? You all wanna share? That's about Madhavendra Puri. So also about the Mahabhav stage, right? So Madhavendra Puri during his death, right? This is something we all have to discuss. He's one of the very few personalities who've got Mahabhav stage, right? 3 people have obtained Mahabhav stage. Anybody knows who are the 3 people who attained Mahabhav stage? Mahabhav stage is even beyond Krishna Prema stage. The 9 stages that we have, Krishna Prema is the 9th, right? Even beyond that is Mahabhav, and only 3 people have attained it. Anybody knows? Who are the 3? Yeah, you can try. One is Madhavendra Puri, we already discussed. Next, the other 2.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Mataji.
Haribol, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And?
Advaita Acharya?
No.
No.
Ramanandaraya?
No. We are forgetting the close devotee of Krishna.
Nityananda Prabhu.
No.
Srila Prabhupada Mataji.
No. Srimati Radharani.
Hari
Who attained Mahabharata. First one to attain was Srimati Radharani, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Madhavendra Puri. So we have only 3 devotees who attained this Mahabhav stage, which is even beyond Krishna Prema. And it's very fortunate. So what is Mahabhav? Anybody can explain? What is Mahabhav stage? What is so special about it?
Their bodily limbs, Mataji, shrink, and of course they are not in their, like they live in Goloka, means they are not in their senses, but the bodily limbs shrink, and they don't know anything about the whatever is happening in the environment, and what to say, they live in the spiritual world, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Is it totally in ecstasy? Complete ecstasy.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, exactly. As you all said, what happens? It's complete madness. Material people call it madness. They're completely in ecstatic bhav. One example to make you all understand is Radharani, Bumblebee. Right? When Bumblebee is there in every garden. Right? Every garden has Bumblebee. But Radharani not mistaken, but Radharani was madly in ecstasy, missing Krishna because Krishna was not in Vrindavan anymore. He went back to Mathura, right? So she was missing Krishna every day, every night, every moment. So much she was missing that Bumblebee looked like Krishna's messenger to Radharani's eyes. And when Bumblebee came in front of Radharani, she thought, okay, Krishna, this Bumblebee is actually Krishna's messenger, and Krishna might have sent some message for me. And Radharani started talking to the bumblebee, like as if bumblebee is a person. Can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine? So, wherever she sees, she can only see Krishna. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Antilila, when he was about to go back to go back to Goloka, right? After performing the pastimes. He saw Krishna sitting under a tree, but nobody was sitting under a tree. Only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see, right? He was calling Bay of Bengal sea a river, Yamuna, and he started falling inside the sea, thinking, oh, my Yamuna, and he started falling into the sea. Right? He sea was looking like a river to him. Can you imagine? This is Mahabhav, completely lost in Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And he was, banging his head across walls, saying, why am I not able to see Krishna? Why am I not able to see Krishna? Right? Right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This is Mahabhav stage, which is supreme most, beyond Krishna Prema. Same thing was reflected in Madhavendra Puri at the time of his death. Right? So at the time of his death, Ishwar Puri, we all know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master, he came and took care of Madhavendra Puri, stayed with him day and night, right? Fed him, massaged his legs, right? Gave him medications, and completely took care of him. And at that time, every single day, Madhavendra Puri, you know what he used to say? Why am I not able to see Krishna anywhere? Can you imagine? I want to see the Lord, and that's my only goal. But why am I not able to see him? Why am I not able to see him? He was hankering. He was intensely, desiring. I want to see Krishna before I die. Before I leave this body, I want to see him face to face. Right? That was it. It was like, Mahabhav stage devotees. The only problem they have in their life is Krishna is not visible to them. That's it. That's the only problem they have in their life. They don't care about anything. They're not getting anything to eat. They're okay with that. They don't have money to live. They're okay with that. They don't even have shelter to live. They are okay with that. Right? They have health problems. They are okay with that. Their only problem, or their only objective of, or the purpose of life is to see Krishna, to serve Krishna. But that is not happening. They act crazy. right? That is the symptom of Mahabhav stage. And we need to have I think 1,000 times mercy we need of Krishna and his devotees to attain Mahabhav stage, right? It's not easy, and that's why only Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could attain, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and Radharani is again Hladini Shakti of the Lord. But they attaining is not a surprise. But Madhavendra Puri attaining that stage is definitely something commendable, right? Because he is an acharya. Okay, so this is what Madhavendra Puri signifies. Okay, so that's why he's considered a great acharya. And one more quality of Madhavendra Puri is that he belongs to Madhva Sampradaya, right? He doesn't belong to Gaudiya Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya, right? We belong to Brahma Madhva Gaudiya, but Madhavendra Puri was trained in Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, and he was the first acharya in Madhva Sampradaya to bring in Madhurya Bhav or Madhurya Rasa to serve the Lord. In Madhva Sampradaya, all of them you can see, like in Mantralayam we have in South India, very famous place. Udupi Sri Krishna, very famous place again. Nobody even touches or talks about Madhurya Bhav. For them, it is only Dasya Bhav, and they serve, in Aishwarya Bhav also. But Madhavendra Puri was the first acharya belonging to Madhva Sampradaya to bring in something called Madhurya Bhav, to introduce Madhurya Ras, to serve the Lord with that emotional connect or the relationship like the gopis, right? So he was the first acharya, and that's why Ishwar Puri, when he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri belonged to Gaudiya Sampradaya, and Gaudiya Sampradaya is full of Madhurya Bhav, right? Or Madhurya Ras. Okay, so no, I don't think so. In this age of Kali Yuga, I don't think anybody would have attained this Mahabhav stage, or even if they've attained, they might not disclose. Okay. Anyway, Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Any questions or anything you wanna add? Anything more you know about Madhavendra Puri you all wanna share? Yes, Naveen Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Mataji, any source or any link where I can find the complete where I can
You
know
can go
the
to
biography
ISKCON
of
Desire.
Acharyas and Goswamis.
Yeah. ISKCON Desire Tree has all the information about Madhavendra Puri, the Shad Goswamis, all the acharyas. You can definitely visit. Just type the name of the acharya you want to learn about, space, plus, space, ISKCON, right? And the links will come, ISKCON Desire Tree or Krishna blog. Many such things are there, or even Vanipedia is there. So you can get those authorized links are there, which explains fully in detail about all the acharyas.
Oh, okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other questions? Any doubts? Nothing, we can end. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna
Fantastic class. Thank
Mataji.
you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
कृष्णा. Thank you.
Jai.
Right.
Thank you.
Very good.
Pranam.